would say collaborative. I mean, I think he's the one making the final decision. He had a vision the way he wanted to set it up and have it be sort of one night in New York, which I thought was an intriguing idea. And he had these other ideas about shots, some of which he convinced me of. But I know he put his heart and soul into it, which I think is the main thing. And I believe we both did the best we could. So I think he's proud of it, and I feel proud of it, and hopefully he is also. Can't say that I was surprised, but I found it more interesting for me, sort of the journey and, getting this. The most fun I had was sort of seeing the footage of my kids, home footage. I mean, I've seen that before, but that was sort of brought a smile to my face to see that type of stuff. So I enjoyed that and sort of weaving that into the documentary, because I think that as much as wanting people that maybe didn't know what I did way back when to see what it was like in the 70s and 80s in tennis, I think it was also important to sort of see my development and the journey I took through my tennis career and post-career, to see that I've hopefully gotten to a place that's a better place, and sort of learn from past mistakes and life lessons that helped me in the long run. I think you could make the argument it's better and worse. I think there was a lot of personality in our game, which I think a one-on-one sport needs. I think there, to some degree, we're starving a little bit for that. I think that's part of why people are really attracted to Kyrgios, because he's really got a personality, he moves the needle, and we need that. Some of the changes technically that are made have certainly changed the game quite a bit, in terms of the amount of power that are in rackets, guys bigger and taller than they've ever been, strings that have more spin. So from that technical standpoint, it's changed quite a bit. You don't see the style that I used to play, like serve volley, and people coming in. The courts used to have a lot of bad bounces, so you'd have to take everything in the air. That was the idea behind it. Nowadays, it's much truer bounce, so people can afford to stay back. So it's interesting to sort of think about what it would have been like had I played now, and how would I, size up against these all-time greats. Probably not that great, but hopefully I would give them a run for their money at times. But I think the biggest thing that has not changed is the fact that it's pretty unavailable and inaccessible to too many people. It's still too expensive, and that's the thing that hasn't changed. If anything, it's gotten worse, because it takes more money to go through the process, and everyone thinks you need coaches and psychologists and trainers and cooks and this, that, and the other thing. So the cost has become prohibitive for most people. So I'd love to see that change. Rolling Stones, they'd be up there. Led Zeppelin, but they ain't getting back together again. Anytime I've seen Paul McCartney, I go, we're fellow lefties. That's where the similarity ends. But that would be pretty amazing, obviously. So there would be also my friend was in the Foo Fighters, unfortunately passed away, the drummer. That was always like a dream, and it seemed like it could have maybe happened at one point. So anytime I get it, the Eagles are legends, incredible. Pearl Jam's one of the greatest bands, great people. This was like something I never thought I'd experience twice in the last couple weeks. I'm up there for a song in Hyde Park where there's 65,000 people. So not sure it gets a whole lot better than that. So I'm thinking that, now the next thing is, you're playing in front of 30 people. Well, that's a little different, but okay. So at least I got that opportunity. That was pretty awesome. Well, I love Michael Jordan, for example. Back when he was playing basketball, I thought that he was electrifying. I'm a big basketball fan, so I would point, because I think they're just incredible athletes. And Steph Curry has changed the game the way Rafael Nadal's changed it. I mean, you just all of a sudden, you used to get sat down if you chucked up three-pointers the way he does from all over the court. Like my son used to do that in high school. I'm like, what are you doing? And now everyone's just shooting from everywhere. You can be 40 feet away and they're still shooting. It's amazing. So I think that I like to see that, and also I like personality. I mean, I like American football a lot also. So these are like team games that I don't relate to in certain ways because obviously I'm out there by myself. But I love, the people that take excellence to a whole new level. Somehow do things that I thought like, God, I wish I had been able to sort of dig in even more, and they make you really realize how extraordinary their feats are, like a Tom Brady, for example, in football. So, but in tennis, I look at Nick Kyrgios now, and I think he moves the needle in a lot of ways. And he's, I have to admit, yesterday watching and calling the Wimbledon final, that I felt in a way more excited than I had for a number of years. Watching him, because you don't know what you're going to see, and I think that's exciting. So hopefully he'll back it up with real effort and continued effort, because I think it'd be incredible for the game if he did. Well, obviously, like Serena Williams would be my pick if I was ever going to play, say, mixed doubles. I mean, she's just the greatest. I mean, she's one of the greatest athletes, period, in the history of any sport. To me, she's the greatest female athlete ever. And she's got that will also, that drive and strength mentally. So she'd be a great person to help prop me up. Any of these all-time greats, you just picture yourself. I mean, I had a great partner in Peter Fleming for many years, and we won a lot of big events. But if the idea of, being able to go and play with a Rafael Nadal or Roger Federer or Novak Djokovic, any of those guys, if they put their mind to it, to me, would be incredible doubles players. So they just don't have the time for that. They don't need to do it. But that would be outstanding to be able to be on the court with someone like that. Just be fun to even just be trading war stories, if nothing else. I think right now, this kid from Spain, Carlos Alcaraz, I think he probably excites me more than any other player. He's just got such a positive energy to him that I think that's great for our game. I think there's some people in America, we're coming around, we're getting closer to hopefully breaking through again on the men's side, because we've had this great success with Serena and Venus mainly, but other female players have won some majors, but we haven't won a single major in 20 years, so I'm hopeful someone like a Jensen Brooksby or Sebastian Korda come through and start stepping up big time. Kyrgios is 27, but in a way he's new blood because he hasn't performed to the level of his capabilities. So to me, he's sort of like new to the scene. And if he could be around for like 4 or 5 years doing his thing would be great. I think they could push each other to these young kids to greater heights. The Last Dance, I would recommend. That was the one about Michael Jordan that I thought was incredible. The Ayrton Senna one, that's just, he's a legendary Formula One racer. I thought that was absolutely amazing. I thought, the Marty Fish's documentary about tennis and his mental struggles was certainly instructive in a lot of ways for people. So I would hasten to have people look at that. Wow, that's a big question. I was fortunate that when things locked down, I was in a part of California, sort of where it was pretty nice to be on the, being able to be outside a lot, which a lot of people didn't have that opportunity. I also got to do something more with my friend, play music with one of my buddies who's in a big band, and so for me that was amazing. I'm like sitting there going, this is, I'm actually improving at something. I wasn't able to do much tennis. I think it was good in ways because I got to see my kids more often. Like people were coming in and out to a degree, but like just the opportunity to sort of spend more time together that was unexpected because my kids are growing up and living in different places, a lot of them, but it's sort of forced people to reevaluate. So I think the best thing was sort of gave me perspective, even better perspective about like, wow, hey, all things considered, and considering what's going on, I've got it pretty good, and I got to look at the bright side here, even though that was a weird time.